Guys, in this video I'm going to make a doorbell, so make sure you already have your doorbell file loaded. I don't know why I called it doorbell. I should call it like ding dong or something. It's not a doorbell sound. I should have called it doorbell sound too, but I just wanted one word. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is I wrote most of this code. Okay, it was inspired to me by one person who actually didn't get the code quite right. So I did it with myself. I fixed a few things and it worked. I think all the person did they had to do in order for just the code to work was just add the sound file. Other than that, the code looked okay, but I'm not gonna get into detail about that. Okay. So you could split this video into two parts. I had trouble, but eventually I figured it out. So the first thing that we're going to be doing, and comments were provided by me, all the comments out of this video were not by anyone else, is the first thing we need to be doing is we need to do the sound variable and preload. That's the first one we're going to be doing. So we can do a variable called mySound, and it's a variable that we're going to be using throughout the code. So now that the code is okay,
You're copying it?
no, this is mine. I wrote it.
Then why are you doing it again?
Making a video this time. So now we're doing the function preload, and there it is. Next we're going to be doing my sound. Now some of this code wasn't by me, but I did edit out. All the comments were by me. It was by another person too. So the load sound, and now I'm going to be writing doorbell.mp3. This should all be familiar with you guys. I don't see what's hard about it. Now the loaded part, that you don't have to write, okay? We can just close it off for right now and just keep on moving. So now we can basically close off the bracket and move on to our next line of code. Here we're going to be doing the setup in Canvas. Setup. So with the setup in Canvas, we need to do the function setup, which you're all familiar with. There. And we're going to be doing my sound dot set volume and 0.7. So let me tell you guys something here. For the person who did it, they did it at 0.1. The higher the numbers, the louder the volume will be. So if you make it higher, so you can go from 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the higher you go, like I said, the louder it'll get, the less you go, the quieter it'll get. So obviously that volume would probably have been super quiet. But it's a doorbell, so I think this will work. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is our create canvas, and I'm going to be leaving it at 400 by 400 again, because that one worked out pretty well for me, and maybe for all of us. And we can close off it with a brackets. And I don't know why I did this. I should have just spaced it out. Now my sound dot set volume 0.7 has an error because it's not a function. But we will it'll later work out, okay? It worked out before for me, so it could work again. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is here at line 14. Next we're going to be doing the doorbell, like the actual doorbell. We're going to draw it in background. Actually, we're going to be doing the background first, but I'll just call it in that order. Okay, so function draw is what we need if we're going to be doing that, and I will actually be doing text in our ellipse. I'm gonna write click here. Now it's like even if you click outside of the ellipse, the sound will still play. But I just decided to do it. So in this video, we're also going to be using text. And the text actually was a separate source. I used that for this also because I wanted to know how. But you can actually choose a bunch of different things. You can color your lips whatever you like in this step and change it to whatever you like. I know I've been doing pretty fast. So, first things first is the background. That's always the first thing. I'm gonna be doing black again, because, that's just what I chose. And we're basically done with step one, even though we barely did anything. So we're not even in with our bracket. And this should only be like 28 lines of code, I guess. So it's not gonna be much. So now that our background is done, next we're gonna be doing our ellipse. So our ellipse can be really whatever you like. Now I actually am gonna be doing something weird. I'm gonna be doing another variable and call it variable x equals 200. And you're like, okay, variable x equals 200. Now what? Now watch this. X, 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 x. So all of them are x. That I did 200 for all of them before when I was testing this thing out. So this way, instead of just running 200 and 200 and 200 and 200 and 200, isn't x a bit easier to write? And done. Unexpected input. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. Next, we're gonna be doing the ellipse mode. This I thought. Okay. Some of this was kind of all me. I did want an ellipse mode, and I want it to be in the center. So now that our ellipse mode is done, move along. Because I liked it. We've used like rect mode or we like center, corner, all those types of things. So I wanted it there. Okay. Now we're going to be doing actually, but just keep it here. Now I'm right click here, and I'm gonna explain something. This is our text is gonna say click here. So in the comments, what I'm gonna be doing is step one is the text size. You actually want the text size to be fairly big. Now by big, I mean like it depends. Like 10 is like okay, but we're gonna be doing 15, and 15 is actually just gonna be super small. I'd say like 20 is probably the average, but we also have to make sure that it's in the middle. So in order to do that, and this stuff I kind of like I said watched the one quick video. Skip to the end obviously to make this one. We're going to be doing right here. This is what the text is going to be. So whatever, it doesn't have to be click here. You can just change the comment. But in the text, this is what you're going to be putting. So I want to right click here. I'm going to write right now. Right click here. Right click here. Okay. Next, the later two numbers is where the x and the y is going to be in the text. So in the ellipse, I needed it at 170 and 200. And this I all thought out. Okay. So I guess that should be okay then. That's still not okay. Now we can do a separate one, and we're gonna call it Doorbell Sound. Um, so here we're gonna be doing function, and it's called function mouse pressed. So obviously that makes sense. But even if you don't click in the ellipse, the sound will still play. But it'll only play if the mouse has been pressed. So what you have to do now is do my sound dot play, and it should work. And do that.
Oh, not really.
And
Looks like this.
now, what's wrong with this? This should have worked before. My sound dot. Oh, I think I figured it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
My sound dot set volume is not defined. It should have been defined. It was defined before. Now, what's the problem here?
Where's my camera? Where's my camera?
My sound dot set. What if I just take it out of the code? There we go. Like I said, the sound file that I already put, again, I got it from Zapsplat. I downloaded the file from Wave, and then I inserted it in here. This is all you should know how to do, and I think it should work now. If you do have any questions in inserting the file still at this point, just email me again, okay? And trust me, I'll have time probably to do all of this stuff in June because it is June. It's school's over. Well, it was over a while, but like now it's officially over. And well, summer's officially here. I officially declare myself to be doing more and more coding. Fireworks thing though, I still could do. Like I found something that I could use, and in that one I could just like maybe add sound to that, like a fireworks sound, and I think that'll look cool. But for that one, I need to. It's like balloons basically. They need to like move up in the air, and eventually they do disappear. And I could actually import a sound, but there has to be specific time and probably when the sound should play. That's why like playing the sound. There's actually a way you can actually do it, and I'm gonna show it to you later. Okay, it's not gonna happen by default. You actually have to play the sound, but it should match perfectly. It's not gonna match on its own, and I'll show it to you. Okay, that's where a little bit of this video came from. It came from the mouse press thing was by the so let me tell you where all my sources were from. So Zapsplat obviously gave me the sound. That's probably the first thing I did. If you get the sound file first, it doesn't really matter what order, but if you do, it's just better and it's saved and everything. So this way you don't have to worry about it and getting it back. It does say saved 43 minutes ago, but I'm gonna save it again and save just this video is way shorter than 43 minutes, I'll tell you that. So here's what you can add to this. You can actually add a text style called bold. And I can show it to you guys right now. So if you have anything about the text, I'm going to add um, text style to this. So text style, and in here, write bold. Is it all caps? Oh, yeah, it is all caps. And it should bold it now. There are different text styles you can choose. You can do bold. You can also do text font. Uh, it always happens. So we can also do something called text font. I'm just gonna undo that. But yeah, you know what? I don't want to mess with that. So here's something called text font. And here you can choose which type of font you want. I'm gonna be doing Roboto and there. Okay. So there are different ways you can change the text. Now, one thing you can also be doing is you could change the ellipse to a different color. However, one thing I'm worried about is whether or not the text will appear. So here's my advice for you guys, okay? Do the opposite thing. Blue is a dark color. This will not appear in blue for sure. But if you do a light color like white or yellow, it could possibly appear. So you can actually change the text color in the references. This is where I was switching like the text style and everything. And this is the video I watched for writing the text. But you can search for text color. There's nothing there. Text, text texture drawing. Is it drawing? Context? No, it's something else with text. Is it texture? Oh, that's a syntax. Text to points, text to bounds, text font. So there are different types of text fonts. You could do Georgia. Probably all those you can find on like Word or Google Docs. Those should be working in this, okay? And that's just the beauty of this. So those are some simple ways. I don't know how you could change the text color, except of doing maybe coming back and coding it. But I'm not gonna get into that now. We did a doorbell. Okay, what else do you want? So, like I said, so this is actually exactly looking like it's in the center. One thing you may have seen is called window width and window height. It's basically the entire screen. The whatever the code says will appear on the screen. So right here is we have the code, and on the right we have what will appear on the screen. So this is a nice little way to be doing it. Now I have had lunch, so that's good. So I'm not hungry, but I really wanted to make this video before lunch, but it just couldn't happen. I could actually do a video showing my face and like me like going onto a board and like talking about it, but that's just too complicated for now. So, and I know that I'm just exaggerating, but I mean this is pretty good. So let me resave it. Everything is saved. This is done, and so here's what we can do now. Okay, like I said, between the my first image and verbal, I didn't code anything. I made a video on this. I made a video on this. Nothing else. So if you want to see a video of something along the lines of this, like I said, I could probably do okay a video something similar. If you give me like a this difficulty level is actually easy, but coding it yourself, that's the challenge. Like, so here was the problem. A lot of these resources I needed to make the doorbell, I couldn't find. I could make the sound way before any of this. There were so many ways to code it. And actually, let me show you the hard way of coding this. You're gonna like this. In um in p5.js doorbell, this was a very complicated version of this. It's a sound effect. And then we did change a couple of things. But I mean, think of it this way. Would you want to code this with boring stuff and get the same result? Or would you want to code this? Something you can actually understand? Something you actually know? Well, well, what is this? This is a bit harder to explain. Hey, they copied my Ellipse Mode idea. Like I said, I didn't copy them. Radius is another thing you can do. It's just something else you can do. Half of or no, half of diameter, everyone. But is diameter defined? Let ding dong. They did call it ding dong. Asset slash doorbell.mp3. That was actually the original name for the one I also coded from, like the person who did it. I also called it asset slash doorbell. Except I just changed mine back to doorbell and then I renamed this as well. Renaming it is not hard. Actually, what you have to do is you have to rename it, and you have to rename like you just have to select it and then change the name to whatever you like. I would probably recommend it to be caps or all caps, doesn't matter, but hopefully if it's one word then that's better. It'll like work a bit better. So Zap Squad is a great way, like I said, to get sound. I did put links for it in my previous video. But just looking at what I've coded, like I've coded a lot of stuff actually. Like so this I made on the 26th. Well, I made this thing first, but then I updated it. Yeah, but that's something else. Actually, I did open up my iPhone as well to see how to get the text, but that was a bit different. Um, So I think we've coded off to a really great start, and this isn't the turning point yet, but I think this is a good place to start. I said I would continue with the sound, and I'm getting more into sound, but now we can press sound, we can click sound, we know when to do sound. I think we've done more to the sound. I probably am stopping for sound for now. It's like now we can insert sound files, we can play them whenever we want. However, my sound is actually pretty quick. Like it's just like 2 seconds long and then it's done. So this way we don't need to worry about stopping and pausing and playing and all of that stuff. We want the entire sound to probably play out in one go, and we expect it to be like 2 or 5 seconds long. But what what some of the songs are that are a bit longer in like I mean they're just a bit longer. So what you could do is you could like change how you want the songs to be. Like if you want to pause or play button to the song for those that are longer, like and the reason with the thing is these types of sounds are common, but when you get into like music, which is sound and like words and all that stuff, if you're worried about like copyright and stuff, I would just recommend using Zapsplat. I'm just doing sound for now, not necessarily. I mean, music is basically sound, but music is what's in the songs. But for now, we're not gonna get into like the songs and any of that stuff because that could branch out into a whole thing. And I'm just getting into one thing. Like I could like rename this playlist, or I could make a new playlist just about sound, and I could put that playlist in this playlist. Because now I can do lots of different things. I could experiment. Experimentation with coding is fun. At first, I was frustrated, but I'm like, this should work. This should work. This should work. And it did work actually. Okay, now I'm like ready to make a video. First try, it didn't work exactly. Second try, almost, but I was missing something. And even in this code, it wasn't perfect. Code changes actually, like that. That's just the interesting part of it. That's why I like p5.js. Okay, it's really good. So, like I said, actually, I do have another way. We don't actually take notes. I just say I want something and then I do it. But since you only see my computer screen, it's a bit hard. But to understand how this is going, at least you can hear me, and at least this video is perfectly fine. So, how are you guys doing? Are you guys going outside or anything? I know that I should ask. How are you doing in the beginning of this video, but I'm asking now. If you guys are okay, let me know. Also, I am planning to make a Discord, which I said, so if you guys do want a Discord, like the video, and, a Discord will be coming. I don't want to be the only one making the Discord, I want other people to be part of it. So, what you have to do to be part of the Discord isn't that easy, because, now it's not like you have to, like, pay money or anything to be part of the Discord, but, be like within the server or like commenting and all that stuff. That's a different thing. Another problem within Discord is I've downloaded it on my computer and I also have the app on my phone. I could do some of the talking stuff on my phone, but like I'll probably read on my computer the stuff, which I'm always on, and then I'll probably just. I think that's a great system. So now let's go to YouTube actually. And before actually I do post this, there is something I do want to show you guys. And I can close these. I can close all of this stuff up, right? There shouldn't be any problems. Okay, within YouTube, and so this was the guy who made it. If we go to your video, and actually, so these two say premiere. You've already seen these two probably, but for now, I'm still premiering them. Okay, though these two videos haven't came out yet. This one is coming on 6/1, this one's coming on 6/2, and it's 5/28. So there's still time until this one comes, and then this one will come. So now what I'm gonna be doing is I will upload this video shortly. Obviously I'm gonna be ending it soon, but so it depends on which order you've seen. I mean, you started with this, then we kind of like curved our way around with like doing different things. Then we came to different points, okay? Like, look, I started making like super quick videos, but then like they just became longer and longer. So the thing is, the videos aren't supposed to be long, they just happen. Also, live stream is something that I've been thinking of doing, but I'm not exactly doing it yet. And actually, I could add a channel art to it if you guys want one. Say it in the email, and which one would you like? If you have any ideas for it. So yeah, I guess that's it. So, and this is my playlist basically. So, look at how many videos I've already made, and I've also added these videos to my playlist. I'm coding Train Late Night. So, I guess that is it. Bye.